and this is not my minivan because I'm just too cool for something like this. So what's the dealio, YouTube? Welcome back to Switching Lanes Detroit. If you guys are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. You should know me. I'm TJ, and this is not my minivan because I'm just too cool for something like this. But it's my wife's, and we're going to do an oil change. I'm going to show you just how quick and simple it is to do an oil change on this 2017 Chrysler Pacifica with the 3.6 engine. The only engine choice for this year. I usually take it to the dealership to have the oil change simply because of they do their inspection, I guess, and with for the warranty and everything. But obviously with COVID pandemic and everything kind of stopped that this year. I believe the dealerships are open, but I just decided to do it myself. Tried one of the quick change places, oil change drive-in places before on another vehicle. I needed an oil change really quick for a road trip, and 3,000 miles later I did the oil myself on that vehicle, and the oil was like water. So I vowed to never go to one of those places again. We'll do it ourselves. Not saying that the dealer is any better, but because it's under warranty, if something goes wrong, they're responsible for it. Let's get the hood open. This is the perfect time to check your belts, your hoses, top off any fluid. I'm also going to replace the air filter. You check power, which this is electric power steering, so there's no reservoir for that. The belt is look like it'll be a monster to do. Alrighty then, but yeah, you check all your fluids, your hoses, top everything off as needed. Air pressure, we're also going to check the air pressure on all the tires, although just had new tires put on recently. But you still check the air pressure the old-fashioned way. That's pretty much it. Then I'm gonna take it to the car wash and clean this off. It's really, really dusty and dirty under here. But we'll take it and spray it down just in case we spill a little oil. Now, this one, the oil filter is actually on top. Over here it's a canister style, so that should be easier. The type of oil is usually printed on the cap. This vehicle does have the skid plate underneath the front of the engine. Hopefully we don't have to take that whole plate off, but we'll see once we get under there. So I'm going to change this oil. I'm just going to wear the gloves here. I'm going to wear this white shirt, and I'm going to wear these gray sweats just to show you how simple it is and how the dirt should be minimum. And worst case scenario, I get filthy. That's pretty much it under here. Let's jump to the oil we chose and the tools we're going to use. We'll go from there. Here's a little advice. You want the engine a little warm, not too hot. Obviously, you don't want hot oil splashing all over you just in case it does splash. And you don't want to burn your hand touching any parts of the engine. But you do want it a little warm just so the oil flows a little bit easier out of the oil pan once you release the drain screw. So let's fire it up a little bit and let it get a little warm. Alright, so here's pretty much everything you need to do the oil change. Garbage bag, and pretty much what the garbage bag is for is to put the oil drain pan on top of, just in case any oil or anything splatters. I believe 15 or 17 bucks at Advance or any auto parts or Amazon, whatever you choose to use. Now I like this one because it has the indentation and also this spout on it, so when I take it to the auto parts to dispose of the old oil, it should be much cleaner to dispose of. So that's pretty cool right there. The air filter right here, I believe this was 25 bucks. Now what I'm going to use here, I'm going to use this old tool set. It was my father-in-law's. I'm not for sure what he has in here, but it should be enough to where I can get the oil change done. Pretty simple. I do know for the filter, It's a 24 millimeter. He doesn't have a 24 millimeter in here, but we do have this 15-16, so that should get the job done. But I'm using these old tools just to show you how simple it is, and you can do this with the bare minimum. Screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, we're going to need that. We're going to use this 2.5 ton floor jack, or any type of jack. You're going to have to jack the vehicle up to get underneath. And also put a brick or something behind the tire to prevent it from rolling back. A couple 12 gauge, just in case. I don't know. And now, Advanced Auto Parts had a oil change special. Any oil, 5 quarts, and any filter for I believe like 30 something, 40 bucks. So we took advantage of that. So the oil we're going with is this Valvoline full synthetic. No certain preference, but the van does take synthetic, and I always buy an extra quart just in case. The oil filter they gave me was the Fram titanium. Usually I wouldn't go with the best filters. I kind of stay in the middle. So that's pretty much all you need. Let's get busy. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the car in the air, get the oil out first. Now before we do that, before we pop the drain plug, what you want to do here is pull the dipstick up and take off the cap. Remember, dipstick up, take off the cap. And I believe we're going to jack it up from the passenger side here. Find a good spot to put your floor jack and go up from there. Here's that skid plate I was talking about, and look at this. There's a door for the drain plug. It has the oil sign on it. It looks like a flathead screwdriver to get that flap open. Turn that like so, and look at that. The drain plug is right there. The engineers were really thinking about us little people, you know. Garbage bag is underneath. We get that under there. Take that one out. All right, so we're using a 13 millimeter. So now one thing I forgot in this process, as you've seen, once the drain plug popped out, things got a little messy, is paper towels. Paper towels or shop towels, whatever works for you. Pretty much every household has paper towels and not shop towels, so just don't tell your wife you grabbed the last one. You'll be okay. Now what I do is, while the oil is draining, which it appears to almost be done, I leave that alone. I let the jack down slightly, and then I start working from the top. Make sure that the parking brake is on. Mine is on. I forgot to tell you guys that part. Like I said, it should be a 24 millimeter, but we don't have one in that tool set, so we're using a 15-16. Should work just fine. Be gentle. Don't strip out the plastic or you'll have to replace it. Give it a little push, and like that. There we go. Like so. Pull that right up there. See how that oil rushed out of there? Here's the filter. So we pop out the new filter, match them up. Looks to be identical to me. This should just pop right out like that. And there is an O-ring on there, so we pop that O-ring off. Then we just roll that down. Don't clean up the inside, leave that oil there. What you do is you just pop the new one in. It should snap like that, and it's ready to go. Lubricate that a little bit. Stick that back on there. Screw that in. Tighten it by hand as much as you can first. Now we got the oil filter in. So now we'll move over to the air filter. This one, fairly simple. You remove this sensor, you just press this little gray tab down, and that should slide right off. Like that. And remove these 2 screws. Just pull that up like that. Yep, that's the original. Manufacture date 16. Look at that. Pretty dirty. Alright, new one popped in. Everything is in reverse. So the new filter is in. Also has that terminal spray that I told you guys about before when I replaced the battery. I found it. So I need to go ahead and get that on there. Get the drain plug cleaned up and inspected. Now, here's some transparency. I'm going to replace this drain plug because the dealership put it on super tight. And as you can see, I fought to get it off a little bit. You can see it's a little, not stripped, but it's a little wore down. So we're going to reorder a new one and get that in. So that'll be the next oil change. Thanks a lot, dealer, for over tightening my drain plug. I don't know what oil you use, but you over tightened it. Don't over tighten these. Now what we're going to do is get the oil in. Now this model calls for 5 quarts. So what we'll do is we'll get that in. I don't need a funnel, I'm that good, but we'll get that in and we'll pull the dipstick out, clean the dipstick, then you'll run the engine for a minute, you'll shut it off, and then you'll wait a few minutes. Don't check it right away. Wait a few minutes, let most of the oil drain back down into the pan, and then you check the oil and see where you are. Get it all because you paid for it. Got the oil in. Here's where you started. And well, we pull that dipstick out, clean that off. Start the vehicle, check for any leaks or anything. Like I said, let it run, let the oil cycle through the engine, cut it off, let it sit for a few minutes. Don't just check it right away, let it sit. At that time, this is when you can check the air pressure on the tires, check all your other fluids and everything like that. Also, while the engine is running, listen for any knocks or ticks that wasn't there when you first, before you did the oil change. Now you shouldn't hear any, you should hear a little something just as the oil is starting to circulate. But if it's continuous, then you did something wrong. It wasn't me. Don't blame switch of lanes. It was you. Everything sounds good. All right, so there's 2 different ways we can possibly reset the oil life message on the dashboard, and let's go through the first way. So the first way would be to turn the ignition on, hit it twice, wait for the message where you are. Okay, it's taking a minute to load up here. No biggie. Oil change required. Now what you'll do is you will press the accelerator 3 times within 10 seconds. Kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bam, it went off. Now turn the ignition off. And now we're going to start the vehicle. Foot on the brake, press the button, and the oil life should be at 100%. No stored messages. All right, so not every car has that, so I didn't show that. So don't go off of that 100%. Never trust electronics, okay? Pull the dipstick out, check for yourself. Now, oil life is 100%. Oh, okay, so had we went into vehicle info, we could have held the OK button here. But you can do either or. As you've seen, I did the gas pedal, or you could have went here and did it. Well, now we both learned something. But it's 100% and we are good to go. All right, YouTube. So we've successfully changed the oil on our well, not ours, my wife's 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. It's good to go. Time to go on a road trip. New tires, tire pressure, everything is set. All the fluids, everything look level. And she's ready to run now. We got the oil indicator on the dashboard reset, and that's it. Now we can go and wash this thing up, vacuum it out, and hope you guys like this video. Hope you find it useful. One thing I didn't mention is when you pull out your drain plug on any vehicle, the drain plug actually has a magnet on it, and always check that for any particles, because if you see, obviously you got something going on inside the engine. But while you have the drain plug out, check it. You know, simple as that. And that's pretty much it. We'll catch you guys next time. Please like, subscribe, and like I said, hope you find this video useful. If not, we'll do better next time. All right, we catch you guys. Peace. Oh, I almost forgot. All right, let's check the dirt of the white tee. All right, not too bad for a clean report, right? All right, I don't know how the back of me looking, but I don't think it's that bad because I laid on the towel. Look at that, we changed the oil in the white t-shirt. We catch you guys next time. All right, peace.